Okay. In the eligibility, there are just a few things that the contracting officer is going to look at. The first one, of course, is the excluded parties list. And I recently learned something in case you happen to be a CO. When you go to EPLS, it's really just the contractor's name that you're going to, contractor's DUNS number that you need to look at. At this point, that's where the CO is going to confirm the basis of award, check on the subcontracting plan, carry out the size redetermination. That's where we're going to look at CCR, ORCA, mass mods. Two things have come up. Let me look at this one. Has been equal opportunity, EEO, and financials. So let me talk about those for a second. This question comes up particularly because of this audience. Let me talk about the financial determination. This is the question that most commonly comes up. Do we need to do a financial determination of your company at time of option? The answer is firmly, it depends. I see legal counsel has just walked in the room, so I'm going to walk a very straight line. The answer is firmly, it depends. There is no requirement for a contracting officer to perform a financial determination at time of option of a contract. However, there could be very good reasons for a contracting officer to want to do so. So it really is at the discretion of the contracting officer. So if I were a contracting officer and I had gotten a call or two or four from a sub to you who said, you know, my prime isn't paying us on time, even though agency XYZ is paying the invoices on time. Or I scanned the web and I saw that your company was in the lower court of Manhattan being sued for X amount of $1 million. Or I had gotten calls regarding performance. I might still be interested in exercising the option, but I might think that it was a good idea to perform a financial determination in order to see whether or not the company was still in good financial standing and able to provide goods and services to the federal government, right? On the other hand, if for the last 5 years or 10 years you had been performing for the federal government and I had never received a complaint, you had been selling, and the estimated value of the contract had not changed very much, I, as the CO, might not choose to do a financial evaluation. And that's the guidance that we've provided to the contracting officers and contracting specialists. So at the end of the day, the answer is, it depends. Depends on your performance, depends on whether or not your company has changed a great deal, been bought, been sold, and it depends on what's going on in the arena that is your field, okay? The first common myth is every time I get an option, I need to provide new letters of supply. Is anybody here in industry in products, selling products? Oh, so a lot. So the letter of supply that we commonly use for our multiple award schedule says that this letter of supply is good for the life of the contract, right? So that letter of supply is good for the life of the contract, not for one particular option period or another particular option period or not. I don't think that it's a bad idea that a contracting officer or contracting specialist should want to, you know, check up to make sure that it's still trade agreement compliant, that the products are, you know, coming in through the chain and those type of things. I have strongly recommended to contracting officers and contracting specialists that through open, option time is not the time to do that. I need to get a GSA price list from the contractor at option time. No, but you do need to upload to GSA Advantage after the option is awarded. Okay? But as part of the package, the only thing that they need to get from you is going to be your affirmations and anything else that we've asked for. Then, when it's renegotiated or not renegotiated, when the unilateral mod is cut, it's going to have to go up back on GSA Advantage. Okay? I need to obtain new CSPs, right? I covered this. We have changed it to be in accordance with the FAR and the GSAR to say that you can affirm that your commercial sales practices are still in accordance with what has been most recently negotiated. Now, if they're not still current, accurate, and complete, then you need to provide new ones. Personally, I would rather have an affirmation than a form. It would make me more comfortable with my customers than a form.